Hello everyone and welcome to Straight Talk on Social Media. This is Ian Desher, Digital Marketing Specialist from Pivot Group, speaking to you. I hope you are all having a good December and are looking forward to the holidays. As a reminder for those of you who are on the call and are Pivot clients, Pivot's offices will be closed starting Saturday, December 24th all the way through Monday, January 2nd. So we'll be back in the office on January 3rd. So if you have any questions for us in the meantime, by all means, get in contact with us next week. So thank you all for joining me today. We're going to be talking about Facebook Insights, the new Insights functionality, and also some of their new privacy settings. But before we do that, I will launch into the news. So first of all, Facebook has created a subscribe button for websites. Just a few months ago, Facebook started allowing people to have subscribers, which means that somebody who subscribes to you can see all of your public content, not content just for friends, but for anyone who is whenever you post something and post it as public, then that's going to be pushed out to any of your subscribers as well. And now they've created a subscribe button, so not only can people like you through websites, but they can also go ahead and subscribe to you as well. And so this is sort of a attempt to do something similar to what Twitter does, where Twitter has buttons that let people follow users on Twitter. Now you can, if you are a well-known figure or somebody who has a lot of subscribers because you put out good public content, or because you're an interesting person, then this is the sort of thing that you might put on your website that allows people to subscribe to you. It's not allowing them to send a friend request. It's just saying, hey, you can subscribe to this person to get their content. So just know that that's available. And you can see here, this screenshot I've taken here is from the actual Facebook page on their website about the subscribe button, and it shows you some of the options that you have there for how to set up the subscribe button. An interesting bit of news, there was a study that Facebook funded, so you'll have to notice any bias here. But basically what they did was they looked at people's neurological activity to look at their emotional investment or engagement with certain ads. And what they found was that websites that are websites that people go to for news, places like the New York Times or Yahoo or Facebook, those all tend to outperform TV ads or radio ads or things like that, newspaper ads, in terms of people's positive feeling for it. So website ads on sort of news-related, social-related websites tend to do better than print media and TV. And even within the websites, they found that overall Facebook had the highest level of emotional engagement with their ads and positive feeling for their ads, more so than news sites like the New York Times or CNN or sort of quasi-news, quasi-entertainment sites like Yahoo. It's interesting data, and clearly Facebook wanted to have this study done in hopes that it would come out the way that it did, so that it could show advertisers that, in fact, people are really engaging well with them through advertisements that they find on Facebook. So an interesting study, and I sort of take it with a grain of salt, given who funded it. Twitter introduced brand pages in the last couple of weeks here. And what they're doing is, you can see an example here. It's a little grainy, but an example of Disney's brand page for Pixar. And what it's letting you do is freeze some information in a header up at the top, including choosing a tweet that you want to freeze up at the top, whether it's a promotional thing or something sort of about your company. You can actually freeze a particular tweet up at the top. It's got more of a header image, almost some sort of ad space there where you can see the ad here for Brave, and then obviously some information, the sort of typical information you'd find on a Twitter page for allowing you to follow them and how many followers they have, that sort of thing. This is being rolled out, I think it was to 21 companies, or the first 21 who get to try this out. And it will be, I'm sure, rolled out as time goes on to other companies. So it's something to watch out for. It is, it's sort of the ongoing, I've used this word over and over, the Facebookification of Twitter here, where they are sort of making their brand pages a little more like Facebook company pages, in that there is some sort of consistent information up at the top, the ability to keep a single message up at the top, that sort of thing. So it's a good change, I think, for companies, and something that as they release it to the public, we'll be talking about again and walking you through how to set that up. And my one to watch for this week, Microsoft has just unveiled their website, which is, you can go to www.so.cl. Clearly it's intended to look like the word social. And what it is it's actually, they are not touting it as was originally thought and rumored. They're not touting it as a social network to challenge Facebook. What they are using it as is sort of an experiment to see how search can combine with social networking to provide you better search results and overall better social networking experience. And they're also, they're really calling this just a sort of research site, and they're inviting students to participate in it to be part of it. So they're not, at least for the moment, saying that they're not trying to rival Facebook. They're just sort of doing this social search experiment. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with social, just to see if it becomes something more than what they've started off as, or whether it does maybe provide some interesting answers and research on what can happen with social search. So that's the news, and now I'll jump into the focus, which is going to be, like I said, on sort of revisiting some of Facebook's insights and privacy information. None of these are new functionality, but both of them have changed recently, and so I want to give you sort of an update on where those things stand, both for your own knowledge, especially with the insights, and also because it might be information that you want to share with your own customers, especially when it comes to privacy. So just to show you the Facebook Insights, first of all, where to find it when you're on a company page. Here you'll see the Insights over on the left when you're signed in as an administrator, and so just be aware that that's where you can find it. And as I go into showing you the back end here, I presented this information at Dave Neustraten's last Straight Talk on Telco Marketing webinar, and so for those of you who were on that call, you'll get a little bit of a repeat here. But what I said then was that we're sort of bringing you into the back end of the Pivot Facebook page, which is fun for us to be able to do. And so what you're going to be seeing here is statistics from our actual page. We'll give you an idea of how it'll work for your own. So this is when Facebook unveiled these new Insights functions, they had a tour that they took people on, and this was really just about 2 or 3 weeks ago that they did all of this. And the first thing that they're offering here is just sort of a snapshot look at the total number of likes that you have on your page, and then also a great and interesting number for the friends of fans. So the reach of all of your likers. So for our 240 likers, those people have a reach of close to 80,000 people, meaning that if every single one of the friends of all of our likers was reached by people sharing our message, then we would reach 80,000 people. And you'll see as we go on here that there's a sort of fresh emphasis on users sharing content and trying to make things go viral here. And so that's why it's giving you that statistic for how many people you can reach within your extended networks. Then they'll also talk to you about how many people are talking about your page. That's the number of people who are in the past week have been tagging you in things or sharing your content on. and then the number of people from those shares and that tagging that went on to see those posts. So 427 people in the last week saw some information that had been, people tagging us in a post, and 427 people ended up seeing those posts. So that actually ends up being a bigger reach than our liker base. And then it starts introducing you into these graphs for how your posts are doing, how much your posts influence your likers in terms of how much they share it. And then it also starts to show you, day by day, how many people are sharing things from your site, and then what's your overall weekly total reach. And I love how this moves up and up for our page. What that means basically is that as time goes on, more people are mentioning us in their own posts, are sharing content that we have put out there, that sort of thing. So this is really 3 sort of helpful graphs here to show you the impact of your page. And before I go on, I want to remind everyone that if you have any questions about any of this as I'm talking through this, there is the GoToWebinar control panel where you can put in questions and let me know what's on your mind. So this actually now is giving you some specific information about your posts, each one of your posts. So you'll see here that you can see how many people ended up seeing your post, how many it was shown to, how many of those users are engaged, which means that they either liked it or they commented on it, how many are talking about it, so that's how many are sharing it, passing it on to their own friend list and things like that. And then they have this measure of virality, and the virality is that's a new measure that Facebook is offering, where it's saying, okay, what percentage, how viral was this thing? Of all the people who saw this post, how many of them then went on to share it? And so what you're seeing here is like this post on the 18th. It starts with Pivoters are hard at work. That was shown to 87 people. 87 people ended up seeing that post, and 1 person passed it on. So it had a 1.15% virality. Down here, a post from the 15th, which was an article that we passed on about a virus that had been going around Facebook at the time. That was now showing 82 people had seen it, 4 had shared it, so that had a higher percentage there of virality. Now, they're using the term viral, I think, pretty loosely here. When I think of viral, I think of a video that, starts to get tens of thousands and then hundreds of thousands and then millions of hits on YouTube, things like that. So, it's always going to be viral within your own limits and within your own numbers. If we had 100% virality showing up here, that would mean that all 240 of our likers had shared this information with their networks, which again is then potentially reaching up to 80,000 people. But still, that's a measure of virality that's different than the Charlie Bit My Finger video on YouTube. And if you haven't seen that, it is a safe one to watch at work, and it's funny. Charlie Bit My Finger. Anyway, so that's some about this information here. And again, here's showing their explanation of what virality is. It measures how likely a person is to share something about your posts. One thing I love about this new information that they're giving you about your individual posts is you can really start to see which posts are interesting, what type of content is interesting to your fan base, what is going to make people more likely to share, what is, maybe not engaging people that much at all, that sort of thing. And so I think this is just a really helpful new metric that they're giving you.